Good morning, Red Army. This is Face, aka known as the Mattis. Doing this for 1878 Casuals, brought to you by Terrace Cult and Moo Mia Ice Cream. And this is my reaction to what I saw in last night's game against the sheep herders, the sheep enthusiasts, Leeds. Now, I had the opportunity. I couldn't watch the match, so I watched the match later when I went home, but during the live play, I was listening to it. I heard the audio version. One thing I appreciate about the audio version that is lost, one thing that's lost when you watch the video, the audio, the mics are somehow you're hearing the crowd, you're hearing the support, you're hearing the push, you're hearing the frustration, you're hearing the oohs, the ahs, you're hearing people yelling players' names, you're hearing the chants, you're hearing when it's silent, and then you hear the belief. So, for example, when Sancho scored his goal, the crowd was so loud, I actually got goosebumps from the audio. So, my point here is Trafford is almost up fortress again. We definitely have an advantage playing at home. There's definitely something that's pushing the boards. That's that extra thing, and that's why I believe we haven't lost at home in 14 matches, 15 matches, something crazy. But Trafford is becoming that fortress again, no doubt. Player performances. Fred had a bit of a stinker. I'm not going to slag him off, but you know what? Fred works hard. Fred is going to work hard. Fred is a little engine, but I felt there were some passes that, we lost little moments of concentration. I'm not mad at Fred. I think when not having Casemiro affects his whole team, especially the midfield. So let's put an asterisk by these next three games without Casemiro. Bruno had our captain. He was awful, and then he was brilliant. Then he has his moments. It's a Bruno performance. Usually he's not so awful. It just when he started off with the first turnover, I don't know what was going on in my man's head, but and he came through and he stood up for the boys. Now Sabitzer's interesting. We got to see him play. Sabitzer's definitely not a replacement for Eriksen, and most definitely not a replacement for Casemiro. Sabitzer, to me, is an upgrade on Fred. So that should let you know we don't have anybody to replace Eriksen or Casemiro. We don't have that, and we'll talk about that later. I thought Rashi was spectacular, especially in the second half. He got lost on the right. I think Rashi's more suited to play up middle or playing on the left. That's Rashi's thing, but the goals keep coming. What were we going to do without Rashi? Let's not even try to imagine it. Woot, I'm not mad at Woot, but I think people are starting to get frustrated with him. Woot is what I believe Woot is to be. He's a work hard. This is Woot. I think we're not servicing Woot well enough, so he gets lost. He gets frustrated. But the thing is, he gives that effort, and I know why the Gaff has him out there. Garnacho, to me, was himself. I'm not mad at that young man. He works hard. He has the first instinct is to go get it and attack. I just think he needs a weight room. And he could have, couple shots he could have went for assist, I think. But other than that, I'm not mad at the kid. What do you want to expect? He's a kid. Who else came in? Sancho came in, and I'm going to tell you, when he scored that goal, I got goosebumps from the audio, how loud Trafford was. And for him, that had to mean the world. So he looked lively. He looked like he's ready to go. I'm telling you, this might be a good story in a great season. Diego Lowe also rejoined the lineup. I felt he was off a little bit, but that has to do with not playing in a few weeks. That's to be expected. I expect to see a better performance from him this weekend. I expect to see a better performance from all of them, but you can tell that's his problem. You see where Al was more than AWB, though. You definitely can see that. Shaw was better with Sancho. It was weird, but I guess it has a lot to do with Garnacho being more direct and ready to be more attacking. So it kind of gets their thing is not working yet. Like when Rashi and Shaw is brilliant, and Sancho looked better with Shaw. Shaw was calm. Just going to give a shout out. The back line was solid, but Martinez, once again, he's the guy. He's the man. Listen, our problem will always be depth, and it's going to remain depth for the rest of the season. We failed Ten Hag in the transfer window. That's what it all bears down to. When you watch our games, it fails Ten Hag because we do not have any replacement for Casemiro or Eriksen. We just don't have it. And our boss is doing a magnificent job juggling the roster, making things work. It amazes me to hear people criticize Ten Hag. What going on? Oh, no, listen, most United supporters after last season said we were either 3 to 6 years away from being competitive. What are we now? What year is this in? Because we are competitive, but we just don't have depth. That's going to be the problem. People forget where we were. People forget that the reason why you are disappointed because a draw is our standards and our expectations have been raised by one man, and only one man, because he had basically almost the same roster that other people had. Please, the man needs support from us. He didn't get it from our higher-ups. We need to be supporting him. We don't need to be tearing him down. Okay? All that blood clot talk has to stop. It needs to stop. But 2-2 draw, I was disappointed and proud at the same time. We're going to the Ellen Road this weekend. I expect them to be a little bit more up for it, more fight, and I still believe we're going to come out with 2-0. No problem. Casey, 1870 Carrollsville, Terrace Cult, Moo Mia Ice Cream. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that. And I'm sending out free t-shirts to the people who give the best comments. One love. Up the Reds. Let's get these Glazers out.